Hi, welcome back. We are doing world map today. I am coming to you from a place called Dinosaur Ridge on Alameda Parkway in Aurora, Colorado. Here you can see some dinosaur footprints, which are really cool. They tracked along on this sandstone that got preserved, some 40 million years ago. We actually have something very similar to this in, I think it's by Adams, Massachusetts. They call it Dinosaur Trackway, and it's just this little, there's a sign and you pull over on the side of the road and you can just walk around it. It's not really regulated at all. Whereas this image that I took in Alameda, on Alameda Parkway, it's fenced. You can't, there's like one area where you're allowed to, put your hand in a footprint. But the one in Massachusetts, you can just all day long, like it's impressive. There's no graffiti. It's good. There's no graffiti, but anyway, like you could if you wanted to. There's no one there telling you can't. Anyway, cool place to go check out. So enough of dinosaur footprints, on to world map. So let's share. Oh, excuse my yawn. Okay, so I've already downloaded everything here. The world map is another log type lab where you are going to be kind of keeping track of major Earth activity, things like earthquakes, volcanoes, and hurricanes specifically. Really, it's any storm, okay? And so earthquakes, volcanoes, and then any storm. You got a hurricane, a tornado, any kind of, tropical depression, anything like that. And of course, hurricane, typhoon, cyclone, okay, depending upon what ocean you're in. You are going to be finding, I believe it wants you to do 15. So let's look at your directions. Okay, here's your directions. I downloaded them. They're here. Yes, 15 events is the minimum. You can do more, just, don't do less. And then here are your resources. So you can, if you're someone who's like addicted to the Weather Channel, like I am, they talk about this kind of stuff all the time. So you can just, write down what you see in the news. Or you can use these web links. So this is some latest earthquakes. Okay, if you zoom out, it'll show you them around the world. I'm sorry for my yawning. I'm tired today. You can list the ones that you can see over here. So in order of magnitude, we can do largest magnitude first. Okay, so let's see the South Sandwich Islands, and it should, there it is right there in the blue. Okay, and it will show you what's going on there. You can organize this however you want. Newest, what has recently happened. So just today on August 17th at 12:49, 5 minutes ago, roughly, there was an eruption in Washington, and you can see it highlighted to blue, and it's highlighted in red because it is the most recent. So these are earthquakes in the past day. You can, zoom in if you want to zoom in on the United States kind of thing. You can say, oh, a lot of activity in Southern California. You can check that out. You can go across the country. Okay. Then volcanoes. All right. Checking out the volcanoes. If you click on, this is obviously small, you can zoom out, but if you click on news, it makes it, oh, well, it should have made it larger. So here's some stuff in the news, a Japan earthquake. I wanted to, that got bigger for me last time when I clicked on news. Let's see. There we go, the interactive. I honestly don't know what I did. I right-clicked on news and I opened in a new tab and it gave me, maybe if I just, that's what I did. So I right-clicked on news and I opened a new tab and it gave me this larger interactive map. And so you can see all of the volcanoes in the world. Okay, you know, this is obviously Asia is repeated. Okay, so let's just zoom in so we can see like just one view of the world. And what I think is really cool is this guy down here, Erebus in Antarctica. Okay, and when you click on it, it will give you all of the data information that you need: the name, the date. Okay, it was the last update was December. Oh, that's old. Why is that on there? Live data. A lot going on here. Okay, there we go. Erebus volcano. You can't see the satellite imagery, but this is from today. And then I think maybe my computer is just loading slow. But there's an active lava lake supposedly up there. So here's the interactive. And this means that it is erupting currently. It might have been a long time ago that it was updated, but anything you can see up here in red means that these are currently erupting volcanoes. Now, if you want to use ones that are in the news, you know, Mount Marapi blew up a few years ago. It was big news, big old, you know, cloud of smoke into the atmosphere. Or you can just click on these and say, okay, you know, this one was last updated on July 21st. There was a volcanic ash advisory, July 28th of this year, sorry. And, you know, sometimes there'll be pictures. If you click on, you know, the more information, just kind of poke around in here, check out all the different volcanoes. They'll tell you, you know, when they last erupted, if they're currently erupting. So minor activity or eruption warning is the kind of the golden yellow, and then the bright yellow is even less. It's just unrest. You know, it's not quite inactive yet. So you can check those out and you know, zoom in, poke around, grab some volcanoes, and then last are storms. And so the link to the interactive map for storm activity. If you click on here, this is the homepage of the AccuWeather. You can see there's news about Hurricane Grace, and then there was Hurricane Fred recently. It's not even like, we're not even in the thick of hurricane season yet for 2021. But if you click on the interactive map here, okay, there's more top stories. Fred crashes ashore, Fred unleashing flooding, because Fred is, you know, the one that just came through. And then Grace is coming up right behind Fred, ravaging Haiti. Poor Haiti, man, they get hit all the time. So then if we expand this guy, you can open it up big. You can move around the world, zooming in and zooming out. Where's the zoom in, zoom out? Right here. Okay, and you can see some of the major storms. And then if we go, okay, let's go back and go back, loading, okay. And then there is a link I just found a minute ago. Yes, back to the interactive map. Am I hiding that? Here we go. Yes, okay, so go back, go to the little drop down menu in the corner here, and then go down to Hurricane Tracker. And this will show you all the just hurricanes, okay? You can use just a regular storm, you know, tropical depressions, things like that, but this will show you all the active, you know, hurricanes, and will give you information on their dates and their magnitudes and all of that kind of stuff, which is all information that you need to put into this lab. So there's two major things you're doing for this lab. You are filling out the data log, what the event was, when it happened, what time, where, okay. cities, towns, and countries, okay, because you're going to be, this is the world, all right. You can put that in there, and if you want to go further, include the latitude and longitude, you're welcome to do that. And then you want to include the like the strength, okay, so you know, what was the magnitude of the volcano, what was the or excuse me, what was the magnitude of the earthquake, what was the magnitude of the hurricane, you know, what category, 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. And then for volcanoes, you can just put whether it's actively erupting or, you know, whatever the indicator is, if it's warning, if it's got a lava lake in the caldera, that kind of thing, is sufficient there for the description. You want to include the magnitude of the event somewhere, okay? And if you hear about, you know, major events, because they do happen periodically, be sure to include that in this lab. And then you got to plot your stuff on the map. So we gave you a link in here, actually in your directions, sorry. So it is in the lab folder. You can use this image, okay, if you don't want to have to open up the directions and download the image. But if you do open up the directions and download the image from this wallpaper link, okay, these are the symbols that I would like you to use to indicate the storms, okay, and you can just label them, you know, V1, V2, V3, E1, 2, 3, storm 1, 2, 3, and then when you are on your data log, that's the name of it, okay, E1, E2, E3, and so on, so that they correlate to the map, okay, and then making the map. So let's go to that wallpaper. If I were you, I would do a snippet, okay, so we'll do a new, we'll do a snippet. All right. And then I would save this as an image file, okay? And I'm going to save it to my desktop as the world map, okay? And then when you go to open this, see how messy my desktop is. There it is, world map. All right. Then you can mark this up. Okay, so you can go to edit, you can draw, you can do things. What I recommend that you do is you open this up in Word or PowerPoint. Those are the easiest programs to do this in. And if you don't have that, then open it up in Google Docs. Okay, and then you can do the same stuff in there. So I'm going to open it up in Word. I'm going to make a new file, and I am going to copy this image, and I'm going to put it into my new Word document. I'm going to paste it, and then to be able to manipulate the image, you want to click on it. One of the easiest things to do is to square it up. Let me do this again so my head is not in the way. Okay, so click on it, it highlights, and then you want to wrap it in the text. You want to do, I like to do square, okay, and so that makes it so that you can essentially kind of move it anywhere that you want on the page. And then we are going to insert symbols, okay, so we're going to go to shapes, and then what did we have? We had this little lightning bolt for storms, okay, and then you can, under the drawing tools format, you can change the color to whatever the color was supposed to be. I think this was green. I think I did green. I don't know. Follow the directions, and then if you're going to insert an earthquake, what did I do? I did like a diamond shape, didn't I? Yes. And listen, please use the shapes that it's down here, stars and banners. I did a star that I indicated in the directions. Okay, because when I go to look at your map, if you use some wonky symbol, something that my eye is not trained to pick up on your map, because I know what I'm looking for, and you can see how kind of busy, this map is, I'm not going to see it. Okay. So then we click on this and we color code it to, I don't know, I forget what color I did. And then of course, volcanoes are triangles. Okay, so that's what you're doing. And then for each storm that you put on the map, okay, you also need to label it. You always have to label everything. So if this was my storm 1, I'm going to label that S1. I'm going to make my box big enough so you, 1, not capital. Okay, and then you can format the background of this so that there is no fill. And I would make this bold so that, you know, we can see it, and you can put it on, in, or next to the symbol for the storm, the hurricane, the volcano, or the earthquake. Okay, and then you save this file, save it as a Word document. That's the easiest. Save it as a Google link that's shareable. Upload that onto Blackboard, and then in Blackboard, you are going to, of course, upload both files, which go here. So you click on the world map, you upload your spreadsheet log, and you upload your Word or PowerPoint document. And if you don't have those programs, you do this on campus, or you use Google Docs and make 2 shareable links. Okay, so that's world map. Kind of fun, you know, play around with different symbols and making maps and things like that. Kind of looking at some neat world data. All right. And that's all I have for you guys on this. Email me with questions. And of course, as always, I hope you have an excellent day.